And let's introduce tonight's guest. Back with us, former Senior Special Agent for the Drug Enforcement Administration, David Katz. David is a firearms and corporate security expert, as well as a terror analyst, and he is the founder and CEO of the Global Security Group. Also with us tonight, retired director of the San Diego PD Crime Lab, Jennifer Shen. Jennifer has 30 years of experience with law enforcement as a forensic scientist. She's an expert in police procedure regarding forensic evidence collection, preservation, processing, and storage, and spent 15 years working on active crime scenes. Great to have both of you back with us tonight. And we're going to begin with some footage that was released by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office down in Florida, and involving an operation where they got a call for a suspect that was wanted for a shooting. They spotted where he was, and the shooting suspect ends up getting arrested at a gun store.
They are. They just pulled into Florida Gun Exchange again.
All right, let's get in there. Let's get a couple people to take the car and cover the third man in, cover the exit with sticks. Let's coordinate this. We all go in at the same time. Okay, K-9, you guys are going to leave car, take the front, do your thing, and again, the third car in, get the sticks on the exit.
Here! All of you, hands! Driver! Open the door! Open the door!
I can see the back seat. All right, Mike, you call commands. I'll go hands on. You get them back.
Come out of the car!
Don't you put your hands.
Don't put your hands up. Yeah, you'll get shot if you do that again.
Take 2 steps to the left outside the car. Let me see your waistband. See it? Clear?
Yep.
Walk back to me. Backwards. Yes, sir. Backwards.
Get on your knees and put your hands up.
Put your hands behind your back.
Get ready.
3 guns in the car. You got a warrant for your arrest.
He's up. High in the sky, man. There you go. Walk to the right. Stop right there. Take your left. Stop. Get on your knees.
Put your hands behind your back. Keep your hands up over your head. Come out to where we can see you and raise your shirt up to where we can see your waistband. Turn around.
Okay, good.
How many guns in the car? Stay there. How many guns are in the car?
Try harder. There you go.
Crawl out to the ground on your knees. Put your hands behind your back.
Really tense situation. You know, you got the chopper in the sky, you got the guys on the ground, you're at a gun store. What kind of coordination does an arrest like this take? David Katz, let me start with you. How do you coordinate all the moving parts here to do it safely?
Well, this is a matter of training. And this team obviously practiced this car assault many, many times. They know how to do it. They didn't have to explain what everyone's role was. They had an eyeball on the vehicle, and they executed very, very nicely. That's something you'd see like our guys practicing in the academy, just exactly like that, with clear, concise command, one person giving commands, and it was basically a very, very well executed arrest.
Jennifer Shen, I want to show you what they found in the back of the car. Some evidence that they confiscated, some guns and some ammo. Let's take a look at it. I think that's an AK. So what happens to the stuff when they find stuff like this in the back seat? What are they going to do?
Well, they're going to try to identify where it came from. Was it stolen? Does it belong to them? Can they associate these guns with any other crime? I mean, that's something that's really important. They're going to do some work on the guns themselves to see if they can, with DNA or fingerprints, actually match them back to the people in the car. It's not good enough that they were in the car with the guns. We actually want to have them having handled them. So there's quite a bit of forensics that could be done here, but largely they're going to look to see who those guns belong to, where did they get them, and were they involved in any other crimes.
Next story from WXYZ in Detroit, Michigan. Police investigating the murder of a poker player.
I can't even think how somebody could do that.
She was known on the professional poker circuit as Susie Q. Her friends here in Michigan say she started playing poker as a teen when they grew up in Troy. And after college, she played in the big games. In this one hand in 2017 in Los Angeles, she would scoop $16,000.
She was a free spirit in the truest sense. She played by her own rules. She followed her dreams. Absolutely brilliant.
Police say Susie's murder may be connected to her gambling in other states or to somebody locally she met with recently. She came here on June the 9th from Los Angeles.
You have to determine whether or not this is a cover-up or this may be some sort of retaliatory incident because of her profession.
Her friends say she kept details about her personal life private from them, but she was there for them during special times.
I will remember that date because that was the night that I got engaged, and it was nice to have her there.
Everybody loved her. Nobody ever.
Positive.
I can't remember her fighting with anybody ever.
No
in her life,
conflict.
ever.
No drama.
Her body was found burned to death in the Pontiac Lake Recreation Area on the morning of July 13th. Police say she was last seen by her mother the night before at 5:30. So this is a narrow window. Police are asking witnesses to come forward.
We still are looking for anybody that may have seen or talked to Susie between Sunday at about 5:30 p.m. and the early hours of Monday morning.
All right, what's the next step to finding a suspect in this case? David, where do you go from here? You've got this interesting background, playing poker and just recently ending up back in Michigan from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, what we know is very, very little with respect to possible motive. It's just at this point, just recreating exactly what happened to her, from the moment she was last seen by her mom. I'm sure they have subpoenas out with, the cell phone company and Google and trying to find out if there was any way to precisely locate where she was, or at least where her phone was, subsequent to 5:30 when her mom last saw her. And then, of course, any point where she may have been, there's going to be cameras, there may be license plate readers. They're going to go back and try to look at those and see if they can pick up either her, I don't know if her car was moved, or find out if strange cars or other cars were in a particular area at that time. It's just plain old-fashioned police work at this point.
Jennifer Shen, body and remains were burned. What would you expect to find from that scene?
Well, it's much more difficult, obviously, when the body is burned, and oftentimes it's burned for the reason that it will get rid of evidence and it will make identification a little more difficult. However, there is evidence at those scenes that you can look for. You can look for tire tracks and shoe prints, and oftentimes you can actually see that people, when they dump bodies or when they go to a scene like that, they leave things behind. So we're definitely going to be looking for any type of evidence that was dropped by the people that moved her body to that location. So hopefully there'll be something that can identify a person.
David, what are the other challenges here in terms of she has some connection to Los Angeles? Early in the investigation, do you reach out to authorities out there to see if there's anything on that end, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm sure they already have done that. Going to find out whether there are any criminal complaint that she made. Maybe she had a stalker. Maybe there was some other issue that was reported to law enforcement out there. And of course, anyone who knows her out there, was she threatened? Did she express any trepidation with respect to any individual or individuals? They would definitely going to look at her prior residence, especially in light of this kind of somewhat unusual profession of hers.
Yeah, and Jennifer, I guess trying to figure out exactly how she was killed is another challenge, getting the remains in an environment like this.
It is, but medical examiners are amazing, and they can do a lot of things, even with a body that's been, burned. It depends on how she was killed, but there are often things that they can still identify that would lead to a cause of death, even with that kind of damage done to a body.
All right, and this is a story we'll continue to track for you here on Court TV to see if at any point there's a suspect and arrest. You'll hear about it right here. All right, when we come back, more crime time and more